Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. In this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of social capital and also how you can capitalize on said social capital with Kaito and their yapping program. So, without ado, let's get into it. Just remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube. And also, make sure you check me out on the bank, see my moves. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, or we call X. And if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, I got my services linked below. Something I want to mention is that the price to join the Web3 Secret Society will be going up to $50 a month for all new members starting February 14th. So if that's something you've been thinking about, you might want to make a move fast. Now, social capital has existed for quite a bit of time. It existed even before social media. It just really speaks to the level of influence people have. In the past, prior to social media, we had celebrities and the local people, the local famous people, athletes and such, who commanded a lot of social capital or social presence. These people tended to have a lot of influence, so you saw big brands wanting to work with them, and they use them to basically advertise their services, their products, and everything like that. Social media has given the regular person the opportunity to build that social capital. I'm sure there are probably some people in your lives who have a decent level of social media following, and because of that, they likely get opportunities that a regular person doesn't. So I implore you, I don't care how little you like social media. I know a lot of people say it's a waste. I'm not a woman. I don't need social media. Listen, that's very short-sighted thinking, and I think that's very stupid, to be honest. I think every single person benefits from having a very powerful social media. I also have heard a lot about, you've probably heard a lot about the blue checks meaning a lot when it comes to dating, but it also means that, people want to impersonate you, and that's why it's so important. Now, obviously, this kind of stuff has been diluted with companies charging for those things. In the past, you only got them based on merit. But if you don't have a sort of Twitter following or something like that, try to build something. I'll put mine out right here. I have basically flailed around on X for quite a bit of time. I am now taking this very seriously. It's no longer just going to be a side thing. I want to make sure I can help as many people as possible. And the only way I can do that is to have the reach. So I'm doing a lot more engagements on X. And when I do giveaways, like my anime giveaway yesterday, I'm not even going to announce it ahead of time. I'm just going to go and prioritize the people who interact with my content regularly, supporting people who support me. Same thing goes with YouTube. You see here, I've slowly, gradually built a YouTube following of about 12,000 subscribers. Very good, obviously. If you look below and you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. But I hope you take away from this that if nothing else, even if we sort of forget about Kaito and the initiative I'm about to show you, it is so important to have the social capital, because in some areas, social capital is worth more than your economic capital. So like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you have no influence, you don't get the opportunities, and those opportunities are worth so much money. In fact, sometimes they're worth even more. Now, what Kaito has done is they put together basically an insights analytics platform, basically to have a sort of Web3 information platform where they can look at topics, narratives, projects, and such. Basically, go through all the nonsense, have instant insights, and basically they actually can help projects build out very good marketing campaigns. Now, this has been an approach that has been tried in the past. We've seen sort of the social fi aspect of crypto or Web3 with Portal and other such projects. Those tended to be spam fest where people just would post tickers. The difference between what Kaito does and these other projects is Kaito has AI that filters out all the nonsense. You don't get rewarded for low quality content and low quality effort. In fact, it takes a look at the social calibration of the people that you're engaging with And if you're able to produce good discussions and content with them that's insightful, then you get what's called a Yap. And these Yaps are very, very valuable. So I'm going to give you my dashboard right here. Somewhat embarrassing, but I've had 25.5 Yaps for about the last 3 weeks. You can see here, I've got 26 smart followers. That's the other metric that matters. Yaps and smart followers matter a lot. I'm going to explain why. Basically, you can earn Yaps multiple ways. One is through content, one is through referrals. If you are interested in joining the Kaito AI initiative, which I do recommend, check out my referral link below as well. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to take a look at the leaderboard. So you see who's got some market share. This is a clip. So when you go to leaderboard, you can check out different pre-token generation event community leaderboards and post TGE. And each of them will have different people who have different amounts of mind share within that community. And the beautiful thing, by the way, I'm hoping this loads here, but basically you can see here that there's some people, let's just take a look at the follower account. There's some people with only a few amount of followers, like 459, for example, who still have mindshare. And because of that, they earn Yaps. So this is not an influencer-based program. Obviously, influencers have an edge because they've built relationships with more people, so they have more reach automatically. But if you put the time in, you should be able to both grow your social media following through posting good content and then also earning more Yaps. And I like this program because it basically incentivizes you to build out a good social media following regardless of the outcome. Now, Zun, who posts a lot of great alpha, shared this a couple of weeks ago, and I still think this is accurate to date. So I think it is very important that you sort of follow these strategies. A lot of people are sharing how they're earning Yaps, but basically not only tweeting, but also commenting can earn you Yaps. It's got to be crypto related. If you're talking about travel or whatever, the AI filters it out. If you have fewer followers, focus on earning points through comments, and make sure you engage with smart accounts or top Yap leaderboard accounts. What that means is you don't just post and reply to them saying, I agree, or yeah, that's cool. You got to say something insightful, like continue the conversation. And this is exactly it. Don't avoid random irrelevant comments. Don't just put the fire emoji. It's stupid. Interact with accounts actively discussing topics like the current market conditions, token prices, trading charts, especially accounts with smart followers. You can earn points by tweeting or commenting about pre-TGE tokens. Explore tokens via this link. So I'm going to include this link to this thread after the fact. When mentioning or tweeting about pre-TGE tokens and the project, mention the ticker and ensure your content is unique. If it's not unique, you're not going to get rewarded. This is very, very important because one other thing here is there's only 25,000 Yaps that are given out daily, and there are about 400,000 accounts who are basically fighting to get a share of these Yaps. Now you can get fractions of them, but obviously better content is going to get more Yaps, and you can get a lot more Yaps with a lot less effort if you do fewer posts but make them a lot more meaningful. So I think this is also very good to know. And this takes us to the next part and what I think is massive. So, and it's not just me, by the way. I feel like everybody knows it's massive. A couple of days ago, Kaito AI introduced the second phase of this platform called Kaito Connect. And basically what this is, it's a decentralized launchpad. And basically through this, you have a place to vote for the projects who will be the next to receive a Yapper leaderboard. So the Yapper leaderboard is very important because it's basically how you get insights. It's effectively a marketing campaign for the project. And these are way better than any funding that they can do. So every week, 3 projects are chosen from the launchpad to compete for a spot on the leaderboard. So the voting will happen on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. And each time, the project that receives the most votes will get a leaderboard that launches 7 days later. Now, here is where things are important. Voting power to decide this is split 50% among the number of Yaps plus smart followers. And the way the equation works is it's Yaps times 100 plus number of smart followers. So if you got, 100 Yaps and 1 smart follower, then it's 10,001. The other 50% is the Kaito Genesis NFT, which, if you remember, I posted about this NFT before it got minted. For those who had sort of registered their wallets, it was 0.1 ETH. Well, on the news of this announcement, given that 50% was going to be coming from there, it skyrocketed to about 9 Ethereum per NFT. I'm not surprised. And that's because the Genesis NFTs have a significant influence over the leaderboard selection process. And this positions them for massive premium in the future. I called this out when this NFT was around like 6 ETH, which is where I bought mine, 6.6. And then it basically went from there to 7 and then close to almost 10. It was 9.5 at the high point. Now, one other thing you want to know is beyond just the Kaito Connect, there are rewards. So like people who had Yaps will get an extra allocation of the anime token, and that'll be that information will be provided on January 30th. I thought this insight from Whale Mocha was very good too. He responded to the big sales volume on the Genesis NFTs. The latest announcement could push them even higher. Sees them playing out in a number of ways. So number one, VCs, venture capital, buys them to secure long-term voting power, right? So you basically get to control the platform. You get to control the outcome of the vote. That's huge. Projects buy them to get votes for a specific listing. 100% see that. Holders get airdrops, aka bribes, to get them to vote in favor of the project in question. So this is, many different ways that are happening. In fact, what we're seeing are some projects, and there's some OTC deals going on where people who have like 1,000 Yaps are being DM'd, like, $3 per Yap just to vote a certain way. And this is very big because, once again, those votes are now, the first voting went live about a couple hours ago. And, you can go and access the voting portal if you do have Yaps. I voted for mitosis.org. They do have some benefits. I voted for mitosis.org, like, despite them being super down on the leaderboard, like they're currently 6th, and they're not even close to Mega ETH. But I wanted to support mitosis because it's the campaign that I'm sort of used to. The game of mitosis. I've covered mitosis a bunch of times on the channel. But guys, I'm telling you, guys and girls, sorry, I'm telling you, social media is so big. Don't overlook this. Even if you aren't getting any Yaps, it doesn't matter. You want to be out there building content. You have no idea how many times people have come up to me and asked to work with me who have zero presence. Somebody's asked me for favors. I'm like, I don't know you from Joe. And if you don't know anyone and you don't have a presence online, how are you ever going to build relationships, right? One of the things that I've noticed having a YouTube channel and being on Twitter is I get approached by projects all the time. Most projects are trash, don't get me wrong, but every now and then I get approached by a good project, and I also get approached by some good people. I'm not saying other people without social media are not good, but when you have a decent following and people recognize you, you build a brand, and building a brand is so important in the digital world that we're in. So I hope you found this video helpful. Do me a favor, help me get my social numbers up. So follow me on Twitter, subscribe to this channel. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.